Hello, my name is Tim Bruin, and this is my summative blog entry for the MBA class 622 at Walsh University. In this video blog, I will be discussing what I learned from the class MBA 622 and specifically related to the topics in the blog entries throughout the course. The first blog entry asked how we wanted to be managed as individuals. And to answer this, I said, from both sides of management or employee, I would like to be managed with respect and clarity. Now, as a manager, I would like to respect my subordinates and expect respect back. But as a subordinate, I would expect respect from my manager as well. Clarity is the second thing that I discussed because clarity is extremely important when explaining someone a task and expecting them to do it correctly. The second blog was a personality test trying to see what personality I had. I learned about myself that I'm open-minded, conscientious, and agreeable, which should help me going forward in my career, especially if I pursue management. The third blog post was about the difference between punishment and reward as motivational factors. I believe that both are needed as a manager depending on the situation. If someone is doing extremely bad at their job, they need to be punished, and they need to know that they're not doing a good job. Whereas if someone is doing a good job, you need to reward them. Punishment can be bad when managing if it makes the employees feel threatened or anxious or nervous to be at work. You do not want your employees to be in an environment where they feel anxious or scared to get in trouble. I prefer the reward system where you encourage your employees to do a good job and then upon completion, you reward them. This will hopefully drive them to do better in the future and continue to finish projects in a timely manner in order to get the reward that you have promised them. The fourth blog is about nonverbal communication, which is very important in business and anything really. Nonverbal communication is a huge part of everyday communication. It is important to know how to present yourself given the situation you are facing for that day. For example, the company that I work at now handles 401k plans for other companies. We're a third-party administrator for 401k plans, handling the employees' investments for retirement. So a recent case that we picked up, a new company that we're handling their 401k, ended up leaving their old 401k planners because they were too flashy with what they had. They showed up in fancy cars and fancy suits, and these factory workers at this plant did not appreciate that. So they decided to go with my company, who's less flashy of an organization. The fifth blog post was about intercultural communication, which is a very huge topic, especially if your business is doing international business. It is important to be aware of other cultures and other countries and what they have for norms and expectations when doing business. I have a decent understanding of intercultural communication because of my experience at Walsh University on the Walsh University men's and women's tennis team. I've been a part of the tennis team now for 5 years, and I have been associating with people from all over the world. It has taught me a little bit about different cultures and what I need to be aware of. I think the biggest thing I've taken away from everything is if you're going to be doing business professionally with people from another country, you need to do research onto what their cultural norms are, especially when doing business. The sixth blog post in the course was about group work. Now, group work is different whether it's online or in real life. In real life, I'm actually very good at group work. I'm very good at being in meetings and group settings with people and being able to work well and facilitate a good environment that allows work to get done in a timely and good manner. I have found out that I am not as good at group work online. I am not huge on adapting to new technology. So as group work has moved online for my work and for my school, I've had to learn a few new things with technology. I've learned to link my email to my phone so I can be more timely when answering group chain messages. And I've also learned to check my emails and group projects daily, not just a couple times a week. It is easy to fall behind, especially in online group work, if you miss out on a day or two of conversations, what's going on in the group. So it is important to stay on top of that. The final topic we discussed was conflict and whether it's good or bad for business. My answer is that there is both good and bad conflict in business. Conflict can be a good thing if the conflict is resolved and pushes the company forward in the grand scheme of their goals. Conflict can be bad as if it causes intercompany drama or intercompany conflict that causes employees or managers to quit or projects to fail. I've experienced both, where conflict has led to a greater solution than we had before and made our company, in this case our department, run more smoothly than it had in the past. I've also seen conflict ruin a company. It didn't ruin the whole company, but it made a sector of the company run less efficiently for approximately 2 weeks. There was someone that was stealing from the company, and when they got caught, they argued for a while and then ended up getting fired, of course. But this firing made the company less productive for the 2 weeks that they were short-staffed. But then they ended up hiring on someone new and progressed forward. So I guess the conflict ended up being good in the grand scheme for the company, as they now have employees that do not steal from them. This was not all that I learned in MBA 622, but these were the basics of my blogs, and this is what was discussed for this assignment. Thank you.